All right, our video clip for relationship recap did not play, but that's okay because it's Friday night and I'm Crystal XO, one half of relationship recap, and I'm here. I am here. And of course, the other half of relationship recap, Scorpio Mo. What you got there?
Happy Friday. This is actually juice. This is not.
Oh, okay. Is that your sleepy time tea?
You mind your business.
Oh, you're right. You've just been waiting to do that, haven't you?
Whatever. Oh, the sound effect is up now. The sound effect is up.
You guys, he was trying to do that yesterday, and it didn't. I mean, yeah, yesterday, and it did not. It did not work.
I just had to put it on the speakers instead of running through the phone. But now I got it.
Well, you can't do that because we can get it. It'll cut us off.
Oh, well, it won't cut us off for this.
What is that?
That is the new LBC music.
All right, we are in for, you guys know Friday night is when the shenanigans happen. Friday night's when the shenanigans happen, but we want to, hey, Shen Empress, welcome. Come on in and have a comfortable seat. Before we get into, we need to focus on wrapping up the Never Ever Mets because I'm sure you guys have seen the videos. Finally, we are back. Finally, after like 4 months, we're back.
It's over.
There's a lot of testosterone at this table.
This is getting real. Your favorite ready-to-love romancers return.
I gotta prove my love. You like what you see, though?
I love it.
Find out what happens next.
I never know if I'm your number one, your number two, your number three.
You're not sure about me, I'm unsure about you.
I didn't even know there was a team. What's going on over there?
Ooh, yeah, I'm confused. I'm livid, actually.
Oh, yeah, it's getting intense now.
Ready to Love. All new Friday, August 1st.
All right. How you feeling? How are you feeling?
Friday, August, what? You cut off at the end.
The 1st.
Oh, okay. We right there.
We're right there. We're right there.
Well, they need to like refresh us.
I feel like we should refresh next Friday. This is my daughter. Hi, Chanel.
Watch the live.
You want to pull up a chair, Chanel? She just came in. Look how Mo's looking. Look how.
I can't see, so that's why we look.
Oh, pull up a chair. Yeah, Chanel. There's stools upstairs in the man cave. Okay. Yeah. So if we tune in the next 2 Fridays, the 18th and the 25th, we can catch up on, because I don't remember any of the drama. I know Cisco doesn't have a job or a home. Scorpio Mo's gone. See, all them little voiceovers and stuff he's doing done took him right on out. That's what he gets for trying to be so slick and so smooth with them mind your business. Now you mind your business off of the lie. He'll be back, but yeah, that's what happens when you do too much in a polyester blend. But yeah, I don't remember anything. I know that there was a Cisco there that didn't have a car. I remember that. Homosexual, yes. But I don't remember the rest of the cast and like what was going on. I'm totally lost. So maybe the next 2 weeks we can just put it right here. Just sit it right down here, little this, yeah, just there you go. All right. Okay. Mo, let me tell you something. Yep. That's what you get. You're doing too much with your little sound effects.
It wasn't, no. I was trying to make the screen bigger so I could see.
Yeah, but I'm just saying you came in hot with your sound effects and then you ended up.
Whatever.
See, he gonna keep on.
Uh-oh, now he had to take a puff of the cigar.
Yes, Consumer O said DJ is in the house.
Hey, gotta pipe it up. Friday night.
And he's trying to get with, yes, we do remember that. So yes, so y'all, so let's do this. Let's watch next Friday. We will bring some clips and try to update ourselves on everything that happened leading up to the cliffhanger. But I would also like us to write or send messages, send DMs to Will Packer and his team and tell them we don't like that. We don't like the mid-season shutdown. We don't like it.
Not at all.
It's not our favorite. Yes. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that every Friday, but we also, Mo and I are going to go to a happy hour with Carlos King. We're going to ask some questions because, as you guys know, Ready to Love comes back on August 1st, but Love and Marriage Huntsville comes back on the 19th
of August. Yes.
Actually, it's July.
July 19th. Okay.
Yeah, so it's next Saturday. Not this Saturday, but next Saturday. So we are going to see Carlos this week. And everybody's saying they don't want to watch it. I just want to see what we're doing. What are we doing?
Give it a chance. Give it a shot.
Give it the benefit. Give it the benefit of the doubt. Now, I also saw, if you guys go to Melody's page, Melody is in a movie. And I wanted to send it to you, but I felt like it was too late. I don't know if you were going to see it before today.
No, I saw her getting out of something earlier today, playing some music, going somewhere. I don't know.
Well, I'm sure you did, but we're going to go see Carlos, but she is in a movie, and I think she plays a woman that's in prison.
She's an extra?
No, I think she has a role, and I didn't expect her to play that. I want you to look at it. Hold on. I want you guys let's see Mo's facial expressions. You're gonna have to watch the whole clip on mute though, because I can't show it here. But I was like, is that Melody? But surely those of you that don't want to watch it, are you guys not wanting to watch because Melody's no longer on? Or what is your reasoning for not wanting to watch?
Yeah, I mean, give it a shot. You just never. It might be even better. You never know. They might have a new, nice, nasty person. You never.
Well, the fact that we know that Trish is going to be there with all her lies lets us know that there's going to be entertainment because Trish is back.
I did see the trailer.
Yeah, the trailer shows us that Trish is back. Look into your DM, Mo, and not no ma'am, no sir, no ma'am, no ham, no turkey. Not doing it. Okay. I'm just saying that doesn't mean that we should lose the whole show. Now, I don't know where Martell is going to fit in, but we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it next week. Tonight, we want to get into the Never Ever Met so that we can finally really, really be done with this season. I do know, or at least I heard that they did get another season. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think the Never Ever Mets needs another season? Do you think it needs another season?
I keep it real with you. I can go for one more, but they gotta make some. It's real, very, very predictable.
It's predictable, but also the storylines made me feel like it's not real. Hey, what are you doing? You paying attention?
I don't know. I don't watch the shows, so I only have so much.
And yet you're here. Would you go on a show with to meet someone that you would only met online? Like if you met a guy online and you started talking to him, would you go on
a show to meet him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you believe?
I'd have to go meet somebody I've been talking to than a complete stranger.
Okay. All right. So not let me meet my catfish.
Yeah.
That's funny. So someone said they need another host for the Never Ever Mets. Let's see here. Tina says, Crystal, in all honesty, people be lying. it's a difference in what you say to the public and what you do behind closed doors. That's true. That is very true. That's very true.
That's true.
That's very true. But I just don't know if that's possible with dating on reality TV at all at this point. So some of it I think is on the Never Ever Mets, but some of it I don't think is their fault, because I think people are going to lie to be on TV. On the first season, there were couples that were lying to be on TV. This season, that's what we got, right? Is there any part of me that believes that Kiki and Brandon were in a real relationship? No. You don't talk to somebody for 4 years and then have a whole boyfriend for most of that time, and then you're still living with, like, that doesn't even make any sense. And what's interesting is Kiki doubles down on her situation. Like, she's very defensive. She's very defensive and really, really believes in what she's doing. That is crazy to me. She is not at all deterred. She is not humble with it. She doubles down on the fact, why are you laughing? That people, were not, he should have gave her a chance. He was full of it. It is crazy. Like, she dismisses the drinking. She dismisses the fact that she was living with a guy. Like, it's wild. I feel like she played in our face the most.
I think they should follow him home.
How long though?
I don't know. Long enough to see some of the beat. I don't know, because that'll make it more real for me. Even though I know it's fake, but we gotta do something else. Shorten the time at the house, then take I don't know, something, and then follow them home. Let's see what happens. The people that do go, because it's usually only one couple, right?
I mean, the first season there were several couples that left together and they all broke up. Yeah. They all broke up.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into Jay and Cinco. Before we go to Jay and Cinco, let's talk about the couple that tried it. So Chris said that he had a crush on Tatiana.
I got my notes. So I get the names right. Yes, I got Chris.
Please turn the notes around, because I feel like I saw the notes and the words were very big.
Because I got to see. I don't care.
Just turn it around so we can see.
I did turn it around.
No, turn it around so we can see the ink. I can see very well. And I saw through that notebook paper that what?
I just had their names. Who they?
It's cue cards. I'm not mad. Hey, do what you got to do, Mo. You do what you got to do. All right. So Chris, who was with Alexis, let's pull them up. And I'm getting these people out of my computer after tonight. Chris was with Alexis, and Alexis was actually a moderator for one of the Ready to Love groups. So ironically, Chris was on Ready to Love. So from what I hear, they decided to go on the show. They wanted to get back on TV. He wanted to be back on TV. He felt like he got gypped with the last season of Ready to Love. With the season that he was on, he was a curveball, and he felt like he didn't get his just due. She wanted to be on TV because I think a lot of people that follow reality TV shows, especially the ones that get ingratiated in them like that, they really want to be on TV themselves. So she went on as the older woman with the younger man. I never believed it, ever, not 1 minute, ever. I think he didn't. I mean, the fact that he did not want to touch her ever proves that he did not like her. What's happening? So I don't believe any of that. So at the reunion, Tati, they asked people who they would want to talk to. Tati and Chris, Chris said he had a crush on Tati. She was cool with it, but she was cool with it, I think, because she was embarrassed because of how Clavassier treated her. I don't think she really was interested in Chris. I think she just was it was a good way to say, okay, this is it, because they were both kind of playing into the camera. They did a live together, kind of he and hawing around if they were actually going to try. He lives in Mississippi or Texas or someplace. She's in LA. There's no way they're gonna do anything.
Do you think she did that despite Cavassier?
Yes, and it worked, because then Cavassier and Chris started going back and forth with each other on social media.
Oh, on social media as well, not just the reunion.
No, and on social media as well. Yeah, at the reunion a little bit, but then on social media, they were on their stories. You know, Cavassier was like, you know, he felt like Chris was being disrespectful, and Chris was like, "You can come see me." It was just really, really strange.
Then I say I did think it had the energy of being disrespectful, and the only reason I say that is because she didn't want you, but you're only playing it up to do something to him. Like you trying. It felt like he was trying to rub it in Homeboy's face.
Yeah, but she was going along with it.
Yeah, I know, but that's her and him. We just talking about man to man.
So let me ask you this: Do you guys think put a yes in the chat if you felt like it was messy for Chris to try to holler at Tatiana at the reunion, even though Cavassier left?
But you didn't have to do it on camera if it's really real. Why? If you're doing it on camera to make a point.
He's doing it on camera to try to get another season of something. That's what I felt.
Oh,
I immediately was like, oh, he's pandering to be on TV.
That could be real. That could be real.
I don't think he really had any interest in moving forward with her. I am sorry. At this point, I am not really sure, because I also saw Chris was out at like a movie premiere. He's really trying to be in entertainment. Yeah, and I think he's just at this point desperate to get a storyline going. And I think a lot of these couples think that if they can prove they're still together, they'll get a show.
Okay, like a couple show spinoff or something.
Well, yeah, like Joy and Clifton were on Ready to Love. They stayed together, and now they're on Love and Marriage DC.
I mean, if that's your thing, and you want to be, I mean, I guess that would be smart, wouldn't it?
I do want to say this. I hope someone asked, can Chris read a script? Haitian Empress said, can he read it? If he does, I hope he doesn't read it like he was reading those lines on this season, because that was not, he sounded crazy. He sounded like a country bumpkin that had not been past junior high. It was bad. If he can't read a script, he's gonna have to lose that country bumpkin accent. Kim says, I think she really likes him. I don't. I think that she just wanted to prove a point. I think she was upset with Cavassier, which is crazy, because he was never really, I don't believe, I'm gonna put it out here, I don't believe any of those relationships were real at all. And I'm pissed because the only relationship I actually believed in, we talked about Chris and Cinco and Jay, ended up being the worst ever.
I mean, they went the furthest.
So, TU said, is Mo drinking Tang?
This is Welcher's grand. I don't know. This is Welcher's drink. Don't you mind where my thing at? Your bitch. Yeah, that's for you. Whoever said that.
I will say that, you know what? Just it does look like Tang because it's really concentrated orange. I'm just saying. And no, the crazy thing is, my mom, I don't know, we all used to drink Tang growing up. You remember Tang? Why did Tang go out of like popularity? I got some just because I saw it in the grocery store like 6 months ago, and I was like, wow, I've never had Tang. I've not had Tang in a long time, and I got it, and I made a couple of pictures of it because it comes in it's a lot of powder in that canister.
What?
I'm just saying, Tang was good. Tammy says it was nasty. Was it?
Only was like, it? Listen, How did we get on?
I don't know, but T who asked were you drinking Tang? Because yes, Lintoy, they do still sell Tang because I bought some about 6 months ago. It just it's just nostalgic. It's just nostalgic. It is Sunny D in powder form. It is.
I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's that bad.
Cinco and Jay stayed together and ended up breaking up later. Barely. Let's get into all the things that Jay said about Cinco. Let's just get into it. Lastly, on Chris and Tatiana, I don't think Tatiana was at all into him. I think as a woman, it makes you flattered when a guy is, attracted to you. And I think she was flattered that he was saying he liked her. But I don't know that Chris wants any woman. I think he wants a career in Hollywood. I don't think he's interested in anybody. Mo?
I don't know. I saw some suspect photos.
I did as well.
That
I too saw some photos that make me feel like you should press a button.
I'm just saying.
What kind of LBC music is that?
This is what they had on the computer, man.
Yeah, and again, there's nothing wrong with that. However your lifestyle, get it how you live.
Do you?
Get it how you live. But I just don't think that he's really into, at least right now, I don't think that he's really into really being with a woman. I mean, I'm not saying.
My thing is, you at the crib for 2 weeks. See what you were supposed to take that down. I'm just gonna have real man.
You keep talking about taking down Alexis. I'm just saying
you're supposed to take that down.
I don't think, but he didn't even touch her. And his reasons didn't make any sense to me. And then the way he was flirting with Tati, it just didn't read real. But let's get into okay, hey, you there said he got sex appeal. I don't see it. He had sex appeal on Ready to Love, but then he said he didn't get his due, and I was like, you actually, that season you left and looked good. This season you played yourself. It's always better to leave them wanting more than leave them exhausted and full of you and not wanting any more ever. You always leave them wanting a little bit more.
That's how you do it, Chris?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't think so?
No, you're right.
It's better to leave them wanting more than to give them everything and they're full and they push away from the table. And that's what we're doing now. We're pushing away from the Chris table.
Oh, I got so many jokes. But go ahead, continue.
No, get the jokes out. It's Friday night. Come on, it's time for the jokes.
You don't put a few out there.
I'm saying, Cruffin is my muffin.
What?
That's what Tamasha said. Tamasha said that Cruffin is her muffin. He's a cool dude. And
what does that mean?
I don't know.
What exactly does that mean?
Tamasha, explain yourself. Are you messing with Chris?
Is that some type of code? Like, what is that? Oh, that's her people, right?
Muffin?
No, it could be Chris.
Yes, Chris is her people, but she said Cruffin is my muffin.
Interesting. Okay. We'll get back to that. We'll get to that.
We do know that Tamasha was the friend that introduced them. However, I think you, Alexis, and Chris tried to cook up a plot. And it did not work because we know she's saying that Chris and Alexis messed around. I doubt it highly.
We didn't get that energy.
We didn't get that energy at all. And supposedly she's moved on with someone else. He was trying to holler at Tatiana. We don't believe it. Michelle, we're sorry. All right, let's get to Jay and Cinco because a lot of horrible things were said on this live that Jay and Tatiana and Kiki did. And I just, let's just put the information out there.
Why was Kiki even in it? I'm confused.
Well, so now Tatiana and Jay are supposed to have a podcast. That is where every reality show person goes to die. They all have a podcast because they want to talk about their experience on the show and other things. And yes, we know that Kiki said she caught Chris and Alexis nude. She did say that on a reunion, but what were they doing?
Thank you.
So yes, they have a podcast. Jay, Tatiana, and Kiki. But I mean, people feel like if they're on TV, they got a little bit of a hype and they should do but I don't know that people want to hear from you ongoing. You know what I mean? Maybe, but we'll see. But in any case, that's why they were there. And that's why Kiki was at a brunch.
I bet she was.
She was at a brunch, so she was not on the full time. She was in the car and coming back. But oh my God. So Tamasha stands by what she says. But Tamasha, I believe that you were in cahoots with the production trying to. Okay. Tamasha, I'm going to tell people what you're texting me. I'm going to put it out there. She is saying that there were some favors done. Favors done.
Okay. I think
people gave. But that's okay. Let me ask you this, Tamasha. Tamasha texted me and said that they both gave each other oral, right? Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just do the real thing?
Right.
Why would you, in a house with a boom boom room, why would you opt to do that instead of just, what grown-ups are doing that at this point? Only.
I'm
asking you, Mo.
I don't know any. I can say a lot of different things that would have been inappropriate, but I would just believe that if that was the case, then why, like you said, why not finish it? Why not go the other mile?
Now, I'm going to say this, ladies and gentlemen. I love a good trailer, but I don't like to just watch trailers without the movie.
And there you have it, ladies.
I'm just saying, who wants to just sit around as a grown adult and watch trailers all night?
Oh, I just thought of something.
Put that movie on.
I just thought of
Set it up. What'd you think of?
If it's on, maybe things weren't right. I'm trying to be
like that time of the month.
No, because I don't think she would. That she said there was an exchange. Maybe the air wasn't right.
No, because why? No, because it said he did her as well.
I don't know that. I don't know.
Sometimes the trailer does beat the movie, but we never go in with that being what we want. That's never the goal, to have a better trailer than a movie. It doesn't. If something's not adding up, Tamasha, something's not adding up.
That's what they told you, Tamasha. Something ain't adding up. You're
right.
Because
you weren't there, Tamasha. I think they played in your face as well. But we know that it couldn't have been odorific because you're not gonna digest if that's the case.
Speaking of which,
huh?
Speaking of which, it's been a lot of conversation about BBL stench lately.
It has.
And I've been around my share of BBLs.
We know you have.
Never experienced that. I experienced other stuff, but not that.
What did you experience? Share with the people.
Huh?
Share with the people. What did you experience?
Not with the BBLs. Nothing. I'm saying as far as the other, like someone sit down air, which is hilarious, was not right. But they didn't have a BBL. But the BBL.
Wait a minute. Your story. I need you to focus in on the BBLs.
Okay. I'm gonna send it to you. There's a doctor that came in confirmed that they do most times have, and he said sitting down too long. I'm gonna send it to you. Sitting down too long is one of them. Did not know that. Did you know that?
No.
Sitting down too long and a few.
So if you have a BBL, you can't sit very long.
That's what they're saying. I'm about to send it to you right now.
Necrosis of fat cells. Hey, you there, ma'am?
and it's the clip
between Hey You There and Haitian Empress. I swear to God, we have the funniest people on our live. Tamasha's giving me more information.
Oh Lord.
Yes, Tamasha. Yes, and yes. Tell her, come on.
We're gonna put that lady on, send the lady the link.
We could do it. We could do it this Friday. We could do it next Friday, whenever she wants to.
We do it right now. We're here now.
Mo said, tell her we're here now. All right, let's see here. Oh, plastic surgeon confirms that BBLs typically do stink. The BBL smell is real. A smell is often expected for BBL patients after sweating or sitting for long periods. Yikes. Why would people be why would the doctors not have told women that before they started doing these surgeries?
Because they lose money. Listen.
That's true. That's true. That's sad. I did not know that. And I am sad to know that, because there are a lot of women that have BBLs, but I mean, maybe this is just all proof that we gotta just get what we get and don't throw a fit. All right, let's get to Cinco and Jay, because this was the couple that, as a group, we all like them. Don't act like it was just me and Mo. We got tricked. Okay, so watching this live with Tati and Jay. First of all, Jay did come off like she has a slight bit of a bad attitude. Just saying.
Kind of like the other woman from the first season. I forget her name. Kind of like that, but not as bad.
Not as bad. But I mean, yeah, not as bad. I feel like she, because you guys remember at the reunion, the other girl said she didn't speak. She is from Chicago, but she just comes off a little abrasive. Little abrasive. Even in the live, she was dogging him out and very passionate about it. And I was like, the stuff that he did not seem to where it would have made her that angry. But let's get into it. Sid says Cinco looks scared at the reunion. Probably because Jay said they broke up after the second episode. But she also said, I'm gonna put everything out there that I heard, and I'm gonna ask you to speak to it, right? She said that he always wanted to be up under her when they were together. She did not like that. She said that he lives in his father's basement. He does not have a home. He has not been playing basketball in years. He's trying to get on, but he tried to walk on, but was not extended an invitation. So he has no money, plays video games all the time, is trying to hold on to the playing basketball like 6 years ago. Very, very childish and immature. And most importantly, there was nothing there that made her feel like he would be a good partner to moving forward, as her having a son and all that kind of thing. He is broke. It's weird that she said he sent flowers so much. She said she didn't like them. She did say at first she wasn't attracted to him, which was like, she just said everything negative. There was nothing. It almost made me feel like it was too negative. Then she said that he had been intimate with a young lady, which we mentioned on yesterday. He had been intimate with a young lady like 2 days before they started filming, right when they put people in a hotel to keep them sequestered before they go on the show. He actually had a girl come to the hotel. He videotaped the encounter, and for some reason, I guess he shared the encounter with the young lady, and the young lady could not wait to send it to Jay. She sent it to her in her DMs while the show was on. So she was very angry because now this was before they got to the show, but I guess she was angry because they had talked about being together. Now she never did really address, her issue that she had been with someone because he kept asking about dates. So that did kind of make him look crazy because he kept asking her about dates. But she had proof, and she showed a screenshot of the video, which was shocking. But it was wild. The biggest thing is he was a homosexual and a fraud, and definitely not what he presented himself to be. She said he didn't have any clothes at all, and so she took him and bought him a couple of shirts from Walmart because he didn't have. They wanted him to have different outfits on, and he didn't have them. So for the show, she said that she did buy him a couple of pieces of clothing because he didn't have it. And I believe she was telling the truth because you guys remember at the reunion, we were like, why doesn't he at least have a jacket on? All the other guys were, dressed nicely, and he showed up in a long sleeve black dress shirt.
That is right. That is
right. So when she said that about him not having clothes, and I do know for reality TV, they basically just tell you, bring your clothes, send us pictures of what you have, and we'll let you know if that works. But when I think back on the show, he did kind of look basic, but really she did too. She always had on she dressed like an athlete. She's an athlete.
They're athletic people, so you don't really, you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Yeah.
Haitian never said Jared looked like he had borrowed his outfit for the reunion. It did not quite fit. It was not a tailored suit.
Woo!
It was not a tailored suit. But yeah, I do agree with Tammy. She said, but she didn't mind doing him on the shower on site. She claimed she wasn't attracted to him at first, but they did come in and immediately wanted to.
Good point. See, this is when because now you can retract back and think about all the stuff. It's what she just said. Kind of like the P. Diddy trial. You know what I'm saying? You can say all this stuff in court, but when they start saying stuff back, it contradicts what you just said. So
you just wait a minute. We don't do that right yet. Hold on. Okay.
Not everything. I'm just saying the stuff that you pointed out thus far.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but so let's get into those allegations. Not attracted to him at first. He lives in his father's basement at that age, not having a job, trying to hold on. And I will say, a lot of athletes have a hard time transitioning into regular civilian life. They really do. They have a hard time. Now, I don't think that any women should help them through it because that's something that they have to deal with. But I do feel like when a person has made a lifestyle out of all they know is basketball, and he's so tall that when you look at him, what else is he going to do? So he may be having a hard time really, really coming to grips with the fact that could be over. Yes, he needs to get a job, but I just want to acknowledge, because I've been around athletes before that had a hard time transitioning. He did play professionally, but that was for a short period of time, and it was over 6 years ago. So
you could be on the team and still not actually play.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is why you probably get cut. But I mean, not even it's Cinco's the Mavs groom who was playing international ball, no permanent home. No, but that guy actually had a contract. This Cinco is not playing. He's trying to walk on to a team, but the older you get, the more difficult that is. And he was not, according to Jay, this is all through Jay, he was not extended an invitation. He just trying to go there and show them something crazy so that they want him to play.
Right.
I don't know how well that works.
Well, I
did date a guy one time that was trying to walk on for the Falcons. And he was 34 at the time, 34, 35. And he told me that he went to the doctor, and the doctor told him that his body was in the same shape as a 24-year-old. So he felt like that was going to help him with walking onto the Falcons. Needless to say, that did not happen. He did not walk on, but I did walk away. I did. He didn't have a job. He was in that place. Like, I played football my whole life, but at 35, it's feeling like, gotta let those dreams go. But I don't know. In my opinion, I don't necessarily. I feel like him sleeping with the girl. The reason I don't feel like it was such a huge infraction is because I don't think Jay was really into him. I think she wanted to be on TV too. I think it was fun for her, but the fact that she went into a sexual relationship that quickly, had a lot of questions, and the way she just talked about him so bad, she just doesn't. I don't feel like she was really hurt. And she acknowledged that he was really hurt over her. And she kind of poked fun at that,
Hey, this is how that goes. And then the two guys, the two people in one date thing.
Yes. She
still never answered.
She never ever has addressed that. And both their points are disregarded, because for her to be that upset over him being intimate with someone prior, and yet he said that the dates that she gave, he wanted to know, was it before or after they start talking, and she wouldn't say. So if you care so much, then you would have been upset. I mean, if you care so much about him doing something, then you should understand why he cares so much about you doing something, right? So it just kind of feels kind of like BS.
That part. I like that. You're right.
Like, you can't, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. His might have been 2 days before and you caught him, but you done admitted out of your mouth that you were with two different men in a 24-hour period. And allegedly it could have been during the time that you guys were talking.
And here's the thing. You have to be like Jared and Charlie. You have to both come to them and be like, you know what? We both was on some BS. I got a kid. You had a kid.
But Charlie never did come to that.
Never come to what?
She never was like, I was on some BS. She actually was thinking that I'm just going to sneak in 3 kids and you're going to be okay with it.
The hiding the baby. Not that part of it, but just the fact that he didn't say anything. I mean,
okay. All right. I got what you're saying. But we both lied. Let's cancel it out.
Yeah, that part. That's so.
Okay. Yeah. So, Kim said the fact that she talks about him so bad, I feel that she was hurt. See, I don't feel like that about Jay, though. And I'll tell you why. Because she did not ever come off. Remember, we said this on the show. We said that it felt like she was the man and he was the woman in the relationship.
We did say that, yes.
And so I feel like her ego was hurt.
Been there. But see, that's how it looks. I'm glad we said that. That's how it looks. Sometimes my ego was hurt at some things. People think I'm upset at the chick. I'm like, nah, it ain't about her. It's about my, the ego.
I think that's how Jay was, because I don't think there was nothing in the way Jay treated Cinco during the time they were on. Really, the only reason we liked them as a couple was because of how Cinco was.
Yeah, and they had the least drama in the house.
Had the least drama because she don't really care,
and
he was very into her.
And they weren't on camera as much.
They weren't on camera as much.
Yeah, can't forget that.
Yeah. But I just feel like, what do you feel about? I don't feel like you should come on a show if you don't have a place to live. Like, that's a little bit much.
There's a place to live for 2 weeks.
No. 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 If you live with your parents and they're providing for you, because there are some people that the parent lives with them, but if you live with your parent.
How do we know the difference?
No.
Help the people out of there, because I've heard women go through this a lot, and we need to help the ladies out. Like, how do we know? Okay, be like, my mom's staying with me because are you staying with your moms? How you get the master? How does that work?
I'll tell you how it works. Like you said, you go and look at the positioning in the house. If you live in the basement, it's not your house.
That's a good point.
If you live in the garage, over the garage, it's not your house.
You got your name on the orange juice. It's not your house.
I could even see a person saying, I gave my mom the bigger bedroom or whatever. But if you stay in the basement, that's your daddy's house.
My mom got to take a smaller bedroom. I'm not, and now you're taking it too far. Be like, look, you had the big bedroom all of life when I was a kid. We got to switch up now.
Well, my mom says she wants a smaller bedroom because the older she gets, she doesn't want a lot of space.
Your mom got a whole house downstairs. I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey there said, unless your name is Shad Moss. That's true, but his situation is different.
We all know he could, he had the bread.
Yeah. Okay. Haitian Empress said, if my parents came to live with me, I would give them the master for their comfort due to their mobility. I get that, but you're not going to be living in the basement. And how the basement is furnished, that also tells you if you go to someone's house and their house is not furnished, they probably are the nomad.
They got old people furniture all through it, even in your room.
Yeah. I don't know. We don't know if he's paying rent. We do know that he didn't have clothes. And the fact that she took him and bought him some shirts from Walmart.
I would, man, that's embarrassing.
Well, if he don't have no money, he don't have no money.
Well, why? You got better, other stuff you need to be doing than being
That's true, than being on a TV show. I think he probably is just trying, again, a lot of these people are trying to find some type of hook to get them in a position where they're back in entertainment. So maybe if he can't be a basketball player, he wants to be on reality. I don't know.
Loving basketball.
She mentioned his teeth. She talked bad about his teeth.
But that's what happens when people break up. Not everybody, obviously, but the petty people, everything becomes bad. You point out everything.
I feel like the producers were in cahoots with her because that picture of him is wild. That's a horrible picture.
It is wild. It is wild. Have you ever broke up with somebody and then talk stuff about them after you be like, man, and I hate it. You put up with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But as soon as you broke up, okay.
Yeah. You're waiting on it. Yeah. Jay did talk about his teeth. She really didn't. She came off like she really did not like him. She also came off as like last season, the girls that were very defensive, the one from New York that was very defensive. She kind of came off like that, like a little abrasive to me because there was no sweetness to her. Now, I understand that she claimed that, he played, he did that with sleeping with the girl, but that was very immature because not only did he sleep with the girl, he told the girl that he was going on the show, that it was just for the show. He told the girl everything, which men tend to always do, which is weird to me. Men always tell the girl that they're sleeping with all their business. So when she goes behind your back, no, tell us why.
I mean, now what the ending of what you're about to say was really right because they will turn against you, and that's something we have to clean up, fellas. But you tell her that because a lot of times it's the draws. That's first of all. And you felt the more you tell her, she's gonna feel comfortable around you and feel like you're sharing and you're being transparent, and it don't work, y'all. It don't work. Being transparent, be more of a mystery than transparent. I guarantee you'll get a better result. It don't work.
But is that what men are? Because they're going to get the draws anyway.
Yeah, but
why are you telling business on top of that?
You're just sharing, and maybe you think you're bonding, but you're not.
But why are you trying to bond with the side chicks and the hoes?
You don't do it for you. You think you're doing it for her, and you're really not.
You're really doing it for you.
Nah, you're not.
He wants a shoulder to cry on and somebody to say, you know what? I don't know why she doesn't appreciate you. Because every time.
You know what?
It is. Men always complain about the girl they're with to the side chick, and the side chick always believes it.
That's how it works. Yes.
It's stupid. But anyway, yes. Yes, she I guess she did show the whole video. That is wild. I cannot believe that he did a video and sent it to the girl who sent it to Jay via DM. That's crazy.
That's revenge porn. He can get a check from that. There go your money right there, player. Just trying to help.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who is Crystal? You got to get to the DB claim. The domestic violence claim? Hold on now.
What? DV?
The DB claim.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hold
From
on.
her?
Hold on. Has he replied? No. According to who asked me that? Oh, okay. So I don't know about that. He has not replied to her online as far as I know. Hey, you there said she said that he smacked her.
Now, she said that, right? I mean, maybe she did. I don't want to downplay anyone's but I don't know. That's a heavy claim. And what did she do? Because she don't look like the type that would just be like, ah.
Well, there's all kinds of things online saying that see, Cinco abuses women and has herpes.
Now all of a sudden they're gonna say he used to be a woman. Like y'all going too far with this.
Well, I don't think you can say he used to be a woman because he's definitely a man. But yeah,
that's how ridiculous this stuff sounded. If you keep going.
Oh Lord.
What the?
Yeah, but yeah, they said that she said that he smacked her, but I don't know. And I mean, like that's kind of tricky because I don't like to. You can't say.
I'm not repeating that.
That someone did or didn't that did or did not happen to someone, right? And you can't even say that because of how they act, because a person can come off very aggressive and abrasive, and they could end up being abused. So I don't.
As tall as she is,
no, don't do that. Don't do that. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. The STD part came from another source that reached out to me. And that's the thing. Why are people going into the showers in the boom boom room with people from the jump and not having any proof of their health? That's crazy. That's crazy to me. Like everybody needs to slow down. Slow down with the freak offs. Slow down, people. Because it's just not healthy. That's not healthy. It's not healthy. But speaking of that, let me ask you this, because we mentioned, I told you I wanted to talk about how what we've just seen in the Diddy trial. We do have a troll, but we're not gonna even focus on that. The Diddy trial, and what does that mean for dating? And I feel like the problem with that, with the verdict and everything that has happened, is that it says to women that you should not, that anything that you claim, you're going to be questioned, and maybe you shouldn't come out, because if a person can get away with abusing people consistently, right? Even though a lot of people try to act like if a person, like we're talking about Jay, okay, Jay had a bad attitude, but that doesn't mean that she deserves to be smacked if that did happen, right? So with this situation that we just finished watching with the Diddy trial, a lot of people feel like Cassie or Daphne Joy did not deserve maybe sympathy or empathy because they put themselves in the position. It's unfair and it's untrue. And I think that the case, the problem is not necessarily to me about Diddy, because I have personal feelings about that. But it says to me that if a young woman does experience DV or RAPE, that it explains why so many don't come out. Because look what happens when you do come out. Then people say that you are put user. Let's just ban the user. That you are. It's almost like the victim is put on trial to see, are you worthy of us defending you or not? And I think that's disgusting. And I think that's one of my issues with the outcome of this case. Even how we're talking about with Jay saying, oh, well, she had an attitude, da da da. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that she deserves to be hit. You know, if that did happen, we don't know.
I think we're talking about two different things. The DV against Cassie, all the way 1000% dead wrong. He should get the time for that alone. But they didn't, and they settled. It wasn't about that. She was on there because technically, in those situations, there's three people involved. There's a John, there's a pimp, and there's the other person. I don't, the H word, right? So, yeah, so that's what we're really talking about. But we got to keep in mind that they got immunity. If they didn't get immunity, then the fact that they got it, and if they would have lied, they would have perjured them. They would have committed perjury. So at this point, they're not necessarily a victim. They were actually part of the case that could have went where he went or go where he might be going. But they didn't, and they used it to testify against him. And that's cool. But at that point, you're no longer a victim.
See, I don't agree with that because of this. There were several situations where Cassie tried to leave, and she was told if she left that he would make this stuff public, right? And if that's the case, then she's doing that and she's staying there under duress. And that's not, that does not make you a predator. She's doing what she has to do to stay safe because she was consistently physically abused. That's my problem. It's like, okay, we saw a video, but there were several other people in the several other witnesses that attested to her being physically abused, right?
Yeah.
So when a person is physically abusing you on a regular basis, that does something to your mental. And when you try to get away and they bring you back, they go and victimize other people that are trying to talk to you and help you. I think that can make, then she is a victim, because yes, you're a part of this scheme. And I get what you're saying, because we talked about that. Whenever there's a prostitution bust, then the prostitute goes to jail, the John goes to jail, and usually the pimp gets away. But if the pimp is caught, then he goes to jail. But usually he can get away. But in this situation, I don't think that she should have been in trouble. I understand what you're saying, but that to me was coercion. I don't understand why the jury didn't see it that way. But to me, if a man is showing you, I'm going to show people what you did, it's shame. And if you can shame somebody into controlling them, that's scary. And I think that's disgusting. It's extortion, it's coercion, it's disgusting. Now, I do believe that the other young lady was abused, but I don't believe her situation was exactly the same. But I do want to say this. Now, Daphne Joy, I believe, is Filipino, right?
Yes.
I don't know when her family, or if she's first generation American born or what. But what I do know is there was a young lady that I knew in college that came from the Philippines, and her family was extremely poor, and she was willing to do any and everything to be okay financially here, right? And I remember, judging her on some stuff that she had done, but then I learned about how her family was, the poverty there is on a different level than it is here. So it just made me think, like, even with Daphne, let me be careful with judging, because I came on here and I was like, why is she Why does she need so much money? She's making $50,000 or $60,000 a month from OnlyFans. Diddy is paying her 10 grand to live wherever she lives. And then she's also getting 5,000 from 50 Cent every month. So why does she need that much money? But then even you were like, well, maybe she's sitting at home. Maybe she's doing this. So you don't know why people are allowing themselves to be used the way they are. But I still think that as a country and as a culture, we have to say that's wrong. If you treat people that way, it's wrong. My point in this, I don't want to get too far off. I just think we talk about dating and relationships, and I hate to see something happen so publicly that basically tells women that if you experience abuse in any way, it may be better for you to keep it to yourself because people won't believe you.
So what happens in the situation where Cassie threatens the guy that recorded it, and then she threatened bodily harm to end his situation? Because
if somebody, let me tell you something. I'm not a killer, but don't test me. Okay. If somebody said, I'm gonna, like I told you, that guy that took the $200 from me, I had my friend from New York that had spent some time on vacation call and threaten him. So I could have been, I had him call and threaten to go see him, right? So somebody would say, oh, well, that's wrong. Crystal's threatening him. But I was trying to get my money. So, and that was for $200. Imagine if somebody said, I have a tape of you doing something inappropriate. Like that brings out the killer instinct in you.
That you paid for. Like, we keep forgetting.
But she did not. Where did she get her money from? Her money came from him.
Do you see her? I missed the freak offs as well.
But she's saying that to someone who will beat her if she's not with it.
All right.
And that's the problem. I feel like there's a disconnect between men and women. Men do not understand that you can be an adult, right, and still be being manipulated and controlled by someone. That's definitely the case. Like, that does not, just because she said, how many women tell a man what they want to hear to stay on their good side? That happens all the time.
When you did do something, you didn't go to the police, you went to a lawyer.
Well, she probably went to the police before, and she did say that a lot of them were in cahoots with him. I can't see going to the police. I've worked with some very famous people, right? Very famous people. And I've seen how the law enforcement acts when a celebrity of that caliber is around. There's not always the same. There usually is not the same rules for them. And he was at the level to where those rules can change. Okay. You think you're going to go tell, let's pick somebody like a LeBron James. LeBron James is a hero to many people, right? Guys love him. Women love him. Sports fans are obsessed with him. You think that if he did something, I'm not saying he did, I'm sure he is not, I'm just using him as an example. If LeBron did something and the woman went to the police, do you think that the police are going to automatically believe something bad about their hero that brought them a Lakers championship? No.
It did to Tupac.
Tupac was doing a lot of things, and he was not being that's a different story. Tupac was causing trouble for himself sometimes. And I love Tupac. R.I.P.
Okay.
I mean, but do you understand what I'm saying, though? And
I get it. I'm just saying, and I believe she's wrong. She got her bread, whatever. They wanted her to come back, and she was done. They asked her to come back and to go against him, or she could be charged. And they wanted everybody. Everybody that was involved had immunity, but him. And I believe he's wrong too. I'm just saying there should have been two other people up there as well, not just him.
So you honestly think that she should have been in trouble if he was threatening her? He threatened to extort her parents, and her parents came up with $50,000.
They do crimes together, and one goes to the other one. Yo, I swear, if you snitch on what we did, I'll eliminate you. I mean,
but that's different because they did it together. She did not. He introduced her to the freak off. She didn't.
Well, I mean, her boyfriend wrote a record about her, and then she was cheating on her boyfriend to go see. I mean, it's just a lot of stuff. I put it this way: I don't think she's as bad as she is, but I don't think she's as innocent as she is either. And she,
well, I can agree with you, but I think just because you're not innocent does not mean you deserve that.
I don't think she deserved nothing that happened in that video. I don't believe none of that part. Like, he's dead wrong for that. I'm just saying the other stuff. I think we putting a lot on one person when there's a lot of none of the male escorts ever said a word. We only found out in trial, ever.
That's true. The Punisher kept his mouth shut. But no. There was that one guy, that white guy that did talk, but nobody believed him. Remember? There was video of him years ago. He was one of the people that got in trouble in 2000 for the White House. I'm trying to go up into the White House. And he was getting interviewed by the police, and he mentioned that he had been intimate with Cassie and Diddy, but it just sounded so crazy, nobody believed him.
See, the white boy told everybody, not the Punisher, not the other.
The Punisher did not tell. I agree. Stop elevating actors, athletes, and entertainers. I agree 100%. We have to stop doing that.
I'm with, yeah, you're right. Stop. Exactly.
But I also think that my thing is just, I know from being a woman that has experienced, a lot of women have experienced RAPE, and to know that it's so difficult to prove in a court of law that type of violence, but it's easier to prove in a civil suit. I can understand why women go the civil route. And then when they go the civil route, people get so accusatory. Oh, well, it probably didn't really happen, but that's not necessarily true. And unfortunately, it's a forever battle that only a few will see like you. You're right, Kim. You're absolutely right. You're right. But I still want to say it. You know what I mean? Even though I know a lot of people won't get it, but I do know from also being in around this business that I've talked to a lot of young women that have suffered from SA and have not said anything. I know women that have been
likewise. Women, I've heard the stories and they've never said
anything, and from famous people. And I remember this one lady said she was with her daughter was 17, and she had been RAPED by a famous rapper, and the mother said, I don't want to go to the police because she's going to end up being she's going to get beat up by the public because the public is going to support him. And she was in tears, like, please, my friend was a doctor. She was like, please don't take this to the cops because I don't want my daughter to be subjected to the way people will come after her if she tells about this famous person, you know?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a grimy game, and the people that do make the false allegations mess it up for the people that it really happens to. And the lines get blurred. And that's super unfortunate because there are voiceless people out here and they have to fight twice as hard and go against big attorneys, and a lot of things get swept under the rug. And I just think it's probably because of the false accusations that do happen. But I think there's more real than false. So, I don't know how that happens. I think people take it a little bit more serious now.
Yeah.
It's a tough one, man, because this is one of those crimes that you get arrested for and they'll sort it out later, and you could be innocent, or they could blow you off and be like, nah, he wouldn't do that because there's plenty of women, and then come to find out he does do that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I just think that there has to be a way to, number one, teach young women and young men how to protect themselves better. And I think we need to let women know specifically, and young men too, that, there's no such thing. If something sounds too good to be true, it is. There's no man that's going to give you all this money. I see so many young girls online saying, how can I get the money and not do anything? Baby girl, there's no way. It's not possible.
I mean, you can extort them, try to.
Well, but how can you extort him if you don't have any? I'm talking about they meet a man, he has a lot of money, and they want his money.
I got you.
They just want the money.
So
they don't want to do They want the sugar daddy, and they don't want to give up any sugar.
Don't go that way. What about the Tyler Perry situation? How does that work then?
I think it's the same thing.
Allegations. Let me just be real clear.
Say it again.
With the allegations that been coming
up. And see, that's tricky. So with the Tyler Perry situation, the reason I read the deposition for that, right?
They're all men.
They're all men, right? Hey, Colton, it is. But this is my problem with the Tyler Perry situation. Do I think where there's smoke, there's fire? Yes, right? But I do believe in this situation, the man that is accusing him of continuous SA, is a man that has been working for him and kept going back to his house and interacting with him and having conversations with him. And my thing is, if you go to someone's house and they try to SA you in a bedroom, why would you go back?
Crystal, that's wrong. You just said the same thing about that's not right, Crystal. That's not right.
No. They weren't in a relationship and he wasn't being beat. That's not the same thing, Mo.
It is. No, that's not right. That's not right.
That is right. If Diddy was beat, we've seen the way Diddy was beating Cassie. That's not the same as a man of his own free will going to Tyler Perry's house to party and then claiming that he was SA and then coming back later of his own free will. That's not the same thing.
Cassie broke up, got with the dude, came back. They got. That's why they got it on the text messages. She showed up at Kim's funeral. He flew her back out. They said, "I miss you." They wanted another one. This was up until 2023. That's not right. If he can't go back and we can't do that. Either somebody,
But was he being beat though by Tyler?
He got way more money than she do. Did he do? And he could pay someone. I don't know, man. He could hold the job over his head. Man.
I guess the guy felt like the job was being held over his head.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Some people are saying I don't agree with that, but because I just think that when you see that video of her being beat in that hallway, you cannot compare the two things.
But it's about going back, especially once she was out. They break up, they get back, and I'm only saying that based on her text messages, and then him saying, "Look, you go ahead and leave me. You probably live your life and all this stuff." And then what's the difference if a guy going back is, I don't know, man.
I don't think it's the same. I stand on what I said. I don't believe it's the same. But I do agree with Under the Olive Branches. It says because it's not physical abuse, it's not mean it's not the same. It's not abuse. It could be abuse, even if it's not physical. Michelle says, Crystal, you got to look at it not in the perspective of solely physical abuse. It is power. It is power. But I think this way. Like I have a TV series I'm working on that I want to get sold, right? If someone said, Crystal, you can come and freak off with 4 men and we'll put your show on, I would just say no. I'll just take the long route. Thank you. No, thank you. But this guy decides he wants to have the role on the Oval, right? He wants the role, and he knows that allegedly Tyler Perry is attracted to him. So he's going to kind of use that attraction to stay in good graces, but never go all the way. I think those are two very different things. And I feel like just like all of us have a choice, he had a choice. Now, Cassie, the reason I think the Cassie situation is different, Michelle, is Cassie was younger. Yes, she was with Ryan Leslie, but she was 19 when she got with Diddy, and he was in his 30s. That's a huge difference. Huge difference in a child and a child's brain. Not necessarily 19 is not necessarily a child, but you're definitely not far from a child's brain. The brain is not developed until 25. So Diddy has money and he's doing all this stuff, and he's, taking care of her career, basically taking care of her. That's different than this man who is an adult, grown adult, going to set and then having these conversations to almost entice Tyler to feel comfortable enough to say things to him and then using that to sue him. I think that's different, but I also respect everyone else's opinion. Edna has a comment. What's up, Edna? She says, Crystal, I lived through it. It's very hard to get away. Threats happen towards your life and your family. I am a victor in Jesus' name. Amen. We're happy to hear that you are. We know that you're a victor, Edna, because you have a victor's persona. But I agree, it is hard to get away. You know, I have family members that have dealt with domestic violence. I've dealt with it myself. It is difficult to get away, you know. And also, I agree here with T, who says people want there to be a perfect victim, and there's no such thing as one. There are people that are abused by people that still love those people that are abusing them. There are parents that abuse their children, and the child still loves that parent. There are men that beat. Look at Tina Turner and Ike. You always send me Ike Turner stuff. Tina loved Ike for a long time, even while he was black in her eye. When she stood up on that stage and said, what if I don't sing it right? And he said, I'm gonna black your eye. That is ridiculous. But she still loved that man for way too long. So you can't say that a person would not care or love about someone who's abusing them, because that's just, unfortunately, that happens. It's Stockholm syndrome.
No, we get that. I'm just saying, just as far as the man, I don't know the dynamic. I don't even know if it's real. This is all allegedly. But once there were situations where she was out. That's what I'm saying.
But there were situations where a lot of women were out. And do you know how many, I've worked with domestic violence shelters, right? Do you know how many times a woman will get to the shelter and they will have to put her out because they find out that she's talking to her abuser? That happens a lot. And they can't allow the woman to let him know where she's at, because then it'll put the other women in danger.
And they were talking about mental abuse. I don't know, like I said, I don't know the gentleman's situation, him and Tyler Perry. I just know it was allegations a few people made them. Yes. And only recently people started saying his name. People would just make comments and wouldn't say his name. Now they're saying it. And
yeah. I think with a lot of things where there's smoke, there is a fire. The extent of that fire, we don't know. But these allegations, even like you said, internally in the industry, I've heard them for at least 15 years, right? At least. And from different people in different situations. But I just think our court system is messed up, because the fact that people could, and then the fact that people were congratulating him. And there was actually, when he went back to the cell, his prison cell, that's another reason the judge would not grant his bail, even after he got acquitted of everything except for 2 counts, which was the transportation. The rest of the people in jail were applauding him. And so many people, I don't even care about the prisoners, because I expect them to do that. But what I don't expect is for half the timeline on Instagram to be saying free Diddy.
But I don't know about the free part. They shouldn't have. But they're saying the federal charges, because there weren't any. I mean, there were charges, but nothing there was federal. All the other stuff, yeah. But the federal stuff was a reach. And that's the only thing, I think, because he's held in the federal building in Brooklyn. And he that was the thing. I don't think it was everything. It was just that part of it.
Yeah, but that's a huge part. If you can use your company to have people buy drugs, buy sex, buy all these things under your and have people fly different places, that is crazy. That's not considered a federal crime. That's crazy. And I think it was tricky wording, because he had very, very savvy lawyers, but it just proves why our legal system is crap.
Okay.
Yeah, and he was found not guilty. The charges were not dropped. I don't think, maybe the prosecution didn't go about it the right way. I also think, this is just my opinion. This is not fact. This is my opinion. I believe that there was a lot more footage found on those tapes that were secured from his homes, and I believe they just have evidence of other famous people on them, and that's why a lot of that has gone away, because we didn't see any proof. They did all these big home invasions and seized all this equipment, and you guys we didn't heard about anything.
But
there's not they did not bring all the evidence. I agree, Nola.
But even when they talk to the male escorts, none of them mentioned anything about celebrities.
The male escorts didn't mention nothing about him. They were forced to come. They weren't going to tell nothing anyway.
I mean,
they're not going to talk. They were paid off. They're not going to talk. The guy from the hotel was paid off with that video. That video has not come up. That video was old. Yeah. People, and if you got to realize, there's a lot of other people, powerful people that were involved in that situation. I just think that a lot of the people that could have put him in jail did not want to come out and speak, because it would have incriminated them as well.
Right.
And I think that it's just, Cassie allegedly is suing the hotel. I did hear that. I don't know if that's for sure, but
she got $10 million from that. My thing is, they would have worked if they would have did state charges, but they would have had to do 3 different trials, one in New York, one in California, and one in Florida. So the feds got it so they can round it up into one case. They didn't want to do the due diligence, or they didn't really do the due diligence, and have it, this state do this state. So they lumped it all together. Bad move. Let them states handle their business, and they would have got the charges on them.
But see, that's a loophole that's unfortunate, and it's also taught. It now is set a precedent for victims not to have, their due diligence. People feel like, okay, well, she got paid. Yes, okay, she got paid. That happens. As Haitian Empress said, it's a lot easier to prove civil. You guys remember when O.J. Simpson, went to trial for killing Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron, I can't remember his last name, Goldman. And they got an acquittal at the trial, at the criminal trial, but they went back into the civil trial and they won in a huge way. And that's why he went broke. So it just proves that civil trials are a lot easier to prove. They make it very difficult to prove a criminal trial, but in making it difficult, you also put the victims at risk. Because I think there are a lot of people that are probably afraid now, because they did come forward and speak, and now he's gonna, get off. We don't know what his sentence will be, but I feel like if the judge did not believe he was guilty, he would definitely not have kept him without and withheld bail.
3 years. He gonna already serve a year. He gonna do 2, and I think that's my prediction. The date is actually your birthday.
Oh, yikes! And
I think they're gonna give him 3. He's already gonna have 1 in the hole, because he's been in September, make a whole year. The thing is in October, and they're gonna give him 2, and he's gonna do a year, 9 months, and that's it. And I think he should get more than just the video alone, what he did to her and treated her like a dog. I think he should get 5 to 6 just for that. And that's simple, and she could have did it.
Yeah. I don't. Oh.
Don't ever, like, that is a disturbing video, man. He's a piece of, just for that.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's going to get time served. I really think it's time served. But I think, what do you think about, I've said this on Grace and Gossip. I wish it would make young women think twice before going to stay with these men, or going to be with people that are powerful and wealthy, but it probably won't. It probably won't make anyone do that, because I just think that if you could see what really you're going to get, what's going to happen, maybe you would not. Do you think that men, I saw Uncle Luke said that he doesn't think that men will be flying women out quite the same.
It won't be the same. It'd be a lot of NDAs, what is it, NDNA? But more importantly, I think it'll slow it down a little bit, but until that happens to the common person, like, that's so high out of people's reach where he's at. He was almost a billionaire. So when it happens to the regular and we see one of those cases, that's when it's going to really hit home. It's like Magic Johnson in this situation in 91. You see what I'm saying? They make it didn't slow, it made Hollywood and certain people be alert or whatever, but it calms down. But once you know somebody in your neighborhood that happens to, it hits a little different. So once it happens to the common person, they're going to be like, oh, this is really real.
But how will we know once it happens to the common person?
No, it'll be on the shade room. It'll be on
the common person nobody cares about.
No, what I'm saying is it's a lot of people on there nobody cares about, but the fact that they're going to tie the Diddy case in it, and they're going to be like, look, this is the first person I told y'all need to, and it's going to make it real for a lot of people. They're still going to fly out. They're just saying, you pay for it. I'm not paying for it. If they want to come out, they'll come out.
Yeah.
That's all. They'll still come and see him. He just ain't paying for it. Or to be through so many people, third parties. I
don't think girls are flying themselves.
I know a couple people that flew to see me. Why not? I paid for one. I only paid for one. Sorry.
I've never paid to take myself to. I'm gonna pay to bring it to you. Like, what am I doing?
Oh, see, that's the fact. See, that will be in trouble right there. Why you see that language right there? You'll get somebody locked up. No.
What?
You just said pray to bring it. That's not what we're doing. So what you talking about, lady?
Whatever. I don't understand. I need to talk to these girls that flew themselves to you. That is crazy.
Language. See, you said bring it. I'll be like, no, ma'am. I don't know you, lady.
If you think that I am getting on a plane and flying myself and my pocketbook,
you come in here. You will fly to a girls' trip with your home. This is a girls' trip. Don't. We're not talking about nothing like that.
Will, I will go to a girls' trip, but if you want to see me, you will fly me out.
That's the thing. We're not putting that language in it. See, it ain't gonna happen. There's stuff in here. I don't gotta import it. It's here.
But they like to import.
That's gonna slow down. That's going to be part of the regimen. They already talk about certain things, and when you're a rookie in the NFL and the NBA, they have meetings on this type of stuff, and now it's really going to be enforced. They do, but I do wish that women would take their power back as well, D. And that's what I'm really saying. I really hope that we'll start to teach our young girls that just because a man has all this money, you cannot put yourself at risk for your own livelihood just to be around money and fame. That's a problem. And I also think it has to do with the way we raise children. If you have parents that idolize, and all they're doing is idolizing superficial things and material things, and that makes the child think their self-worth is attached to that. I saw something today with a billionaire. What's Robert? I cannot think of his last name, but he was saying that we have. I sent it to you. We have mistakenly connected our self-worth to our material possessions. Oh, right.
And that is the problem. So that the young women are looking for men with money as opposed to men with integrity. And the young men are looking for women that got the BBL that may stink, instead of looking for a woman that will be a good wife and caretaker. And that's a problem. That's a problem. I mean, I remember, I've told you this, there were girls that were 18, 19, and their mother would take them to rap video sets and leave them there. Look at all the mothers that took their children to R. Kelly. Like, we have to stop idolizing material things and teaching our children to do that, because when they do that, then they end up victims. I don't exactly understand why Cassie's parents, what that history is. Don't you know? Isn't her father like from where you're from?
Yeah. Father used to be a fireman. He was like a head fireman or whatever. Yeah. But she has like I said, I wish people hope somebody does it. That's how I know she's not as innocent as people think she is.
Why are we putting her innocence or sexual behavior on trial.
No. I'm not doing that. And I hope that's not how it's coming off. But he was 30, she was 19, 18, really, or 17 whenever it initially started.
Yeah, I think he was in his 30s.
And he took advantage to me because once again, you knew how it was, and she wanted to get somewhere, and she got to the next level and abandoned that and moved on to the bigger fish. And it's unfortunate, man. She comes from a 2-parent home. Fire. I don't know what her mother did. I know her father was a fireman, and he was a nice guy. He was the guy that used to come around to the schools and tell kids about fire safety.
Wow.
And it's unfortunate, but she's 40 mil up. I hope she does the right thing with it. I hope she gets some therapy, because she's definitely going to need it.
Yeah, she said that she's been in therapy and that she still needs more. I really hope that the husband is really there for her, which I guess he has to be, but I would hate to see this relationship end because of all the drama, but he seems to be really committed to her. I hope that works out for her. And I agree, Linda, that's the thing. Like, imagine what happened to Kim. Kim Porter has passed on, so we can't, we'll never hear from her. But what I do know is that there's no possible way that his behavior was like that with these two women and no one else. Not possible. Not possible.
I mean, Misa's still around, but
Is she? She's supporting him, but she also wanted her. She also came out and said a whole bunch of crazy stuff.
Well, I don't know if she was necessarily supporting him as opposed to supporting her son being behind.
Right. So I don't think she's around for him. I think she's around for her son. But she also said that she should never let her son go to him. Her son wanted to.
That's what I'm saying. She has to split the difference. I don't think she was there with pom-poms for him. They got their own issues and it didn't work. And it's a whole nother thing with that. I'm just saying she's still around, and there was allegations about him or her. His name is Puff for a reason. He was Huff and Puff. He was animated. He would blow his chest up. That's the reason why they call him Puff. And then they did the daddy and made it cool. Just so people know. He just been had a temper. It ain't nothing.
And Not Okay says something I think is really important to think about too. Somebody created Diddy. What kind of stuff did he see as a kid? And I think that was brought up that and the documentary that came out, that his mother used to have sex parties at her house when he was little. After his dad was a gangster that was killed, and his mother did that to make money, and he was exposed to that. You know what I mean? Because as we know, kids always see more than they're supposed to. That's what happens. So if your dad had Richard Pryor albums in the basement, you listen to the albums. If there were people upstairs getting it on, kids are very, very resourceful. So he definitely was exposed to that. I also did some research and found out that he attended a Catholic school where there were several priests. He was an altar boy, and while he was there, two of the men that were in charge that he reported to were later accused and convicted, not accused, but convicted of child molestation. So
I'll be sure went to the same school, by the way.
Yikes.
Just FYI, people know, in Mount Vernon, same Catholic school, private school. Him and I'll be sure went to the same school.
So did him and I'll be sure knew each other?
Yeah. So
there had to be, because he said when he went to the what was the name of Andre Harrell's company? Uptown. When he went to Uptown, Puff was the A&R and I'll be sure was the talent. And Puff said, I'm going to take that girl from him. And he did, which was Kim. Because at the time, Kim Porter and Al B. Sure were together. And so the A&R, which is very strange for an A&R to take the talented girl. That's wild.
Yeah. It's I mean, they all knew each other. Mount Vernon is only about 4 miles long.
Well, I'm just so glad that Mr. Denzel Washington got out of that area. He's not wrapped up in any of this. Of course, he's a lot older than them.
Yes, he.
Did you see how he went off on Diddy one time?
Nah.
Yeah, that was a bit. There was I don't know what they were talking about, but Denzel gets mad a lot, so I don't know what had happened.
He does.
He has a temper.
He
He has
does.
a temper.
He
I
does.
like it.
You say you like it?
Yeah, I mean, he's a man's man.
Because he has a temper, he's a man's man?
No, I mean, he tells people how he feels.
I mean, that happens when you
Don't mess with him.
when you get older, that happens.
I think he's been doing it this whole time. I don't think he's been doing it this whole time.
It's worse now.
It is. Now he's out of control with it. He's talking to reporters, he's chastising them, he's
telling people he did heroin. I'm like, yo, whoa.
He is telling people about the cocaine and the blow he did.
That's when you start telling people, where's your wife? Your wife.
She needs to sit down with him. He does. He is old and crotchety. He is. But the good thing about Denzel is he's given his life to God, and now he's a pastor. He is out here trying to win souls. I love it.
That's what everybody do after they raise hell. They get it like to God.
No, but he told the story a long time ago that his mom prayed for him, and he knew that he was going to have to come back to God in the end because he did a lot of things. But he, just, people go down different roads. But I think we're all flawed. Like, let's get this real. We're all flawed. But Diddy didn't get help, and instead he got success. And sometimes success, I think, amplifies the demon in you, right? I think the success can, because no one will tell you no. So if you take a person and they've gone through trauma, and then you just give them a lot of money and a lot of fame, a lot of access, that's actually going to continue to perpetuate their trauma because they're not going to get help.
Yeah, I can see that.
It never goes the other way. Take a football player, 23 years old, grew up in the projects, mother wasn't around, father was say he was a drug addict, people running in and out. Give that 23-year-old $15 million with all that trauma. What happens?
Self-destruction, man.
Self-destruction. It always happens. And when you have that type of money and access, you self-destruct, but you take other people down with you.
That part.
You take other people down with you because so many people are attracted to the light, which is not real light. It's actually fake light because it's not the real thing. Do we think Diddy became successful just for revenge? I don't. You know what? That's a good question, Nola. I don't think it's for revenge. I think that when people go through tough times when they're younger, myself included, not anything as bad as my mom having sex parties at the house, but when you go through humble beginnings, a lot of times it is to prove it to yourself. You're trying to prove that you're not bad, that you are better than where you came from, that there's nothing wrong with you. And it's, if you don't get help, you can be trying to prove it in the wrong way. Tony Robbins said that Diddy came to him and wanted help. And he told him that he would only help him if he was committed to the project. And Diddy wouldn't commit. He wanted somebody to fix him. He didn't want to do the work because he's got money. So when you have money, you pay people to tell you what you want to hear, and then you pat yourself on the back. But Tony said, no, I told him I was not going to do it that way. He would have to really do the work, and he wasn't willing to do that. But that he knew he had some issues. So I think that is important. I also agree with you, not okay. We cannot take away how much hope he gave to people. I personally was always inspired by him. I think he pushed this idea of Black excellence and really and I think I've learned specifically with like the Cosby situation, because I don't necessarily feel about Diddy the way I feel about Cosby. I feel like Cosby gave so much to our community at a time when we didn't have it. And yes, he did a lot of things that allegedly, are illegal and bad, and he went to jail and he suffered for that. But I still appreciate the impact that he made on my childhood. And I will say that. I would even say I appreciate the impact that Diddy left on me as a young woman. I got a chance to work with making a band early on. I did not like his energy, but it was inspirational and aspirational to see young Black people doing things at that level and to be able to see it. That was amazing. So I think we have to learn that we're all people and people are flawed, and all of us are not all good and we're not all bad, but it's also why it's important not to put your faith in flesh, not to put your faith and idolize and put people on a pedestal, because they're definitely going to fail you.
Take the good, throw away the bad.
Yeah, take the meat, throw back the bones.
That part.
Please stop making women victims. These women are smart and calculating. You talk like men are so smart and conniving. Yet next week you'll talk about how educated, savvy, and screwed women are. I do think some women are victims. I don't agree with that, Victoria, but I appreciate your comment. Cosby was in Studio 54 and the Playboy Club era, and they had underage girls in those clubs. Everybody did. I mean, that obviously was something, and we know it's not just Black people that were doing that. There were also Elvis Presley had a 14-year-old wife. Like, it's, that has been a part of our culture, for a really long time. Young women, rich man. It's a good thing that our friend Mo likes older women. Speaking of older women, what's Grace up to?
Whoa.
What's Gail? I call her Grace. What's Gail up to? Have you seen Gail lately?
You mind your business.
I won't. Let me check out what is Gail? Before we get out of here, what is?
Oh, you be spinning. What?
Well, I'm glad that you like older women. What is Gail King up to? Oh my God. Gail is out here eating cheesesteaks in New York City.
I don't care. Are the cheesesteaks as good as everybody says?
Pleasure to meet you.
Okay, tell me what you think makes these cheesesteaks so good.
It's just all love. That's all. It's just all love. That's it. I was a baker before I made sandwiches, but I couldn't make no money making bread.
But I'm not kidding. Danny, the bread is spectacular. Number one, I love that it has sesame seeds. It's crunchy, but it's also soft.
And we've got the inside down.
Okay,
so you got a good balance.
So you get the crunch.
Yeah. Prime ribeye, that's not that grain mystery
does look
meat.
good.
That's whole muscle ribeye. That's a real difference.
You do that on purpose, Danny, to keep the menu small?
Do one thing, do it real.
Hey, I like Gail.
Bravo. Thank you. It's as good as it looks. Beep, beep to you too. But I do think there's something about this bread that's extraordinary. A+++.
All right, Gail gave it an A+++.
You can't judge.
Gail.
I'm gonna send you a clip tomorrow when I think it was the first time he was on Oprah show, Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
Gail is in the audience, and as if she's an audience member, and Oprah gives her the mic and he says, "What's your name?" She was like, what's her last name?
King.
She's like, Gail King. It has to be her.
Yeah.
And she don't look nothing like she looks now.
What does she look like then, Mo?
And then, huh?
What does she look like then?
Very 80s. Because this was.
Well, it was the 80s.
Yeah, but she don't even look like. I'm gonna send it to you. If you ever.
No one said, Mo, you know her name. Absolutely. Just like when The Boy Is Mine. Oh, you know his name.
What the? Hey, man, I don't know what to tell y'all, man.
Well, we don't know what to tell you. We are going to get out of here tonight. You said it, women conniving to get the money. Stop acting and stating that women are pitiful and true. I don't know exactly what that means. But yeah, Gail is out here doing her thing. I think we should.
Gail be in the streets.
Gail what?
Gail be in the streets.
Yeah, she does. She does.
Wait, not in a negative way.
No, not in a way. Her and Oprah just went to the Brandy and Monica kickoff.
I bet you they did.
Yeah.
Hey, for the record, the Beyonce concert is in Atlanta. The first night is tonight. They're already fighting.
They're fighting?
I saw the video. There already was fight. There was a fight broke out.
in the stadium.
My Beyonce was on stage.
Lord.
But it did look like two guys. I wasn't sure. I saw a guy in the middle of it. I couldn't really make out who's, but there was a fight.
Jesus help us. Yeah, I'm trying to stay as far away from downtown as possible. This Atlanta just always has something going on. Cowboy Carter is here for the next 3 nights. Baseball All-Star Weekend is this weekend, and something else. There's something else huge happening this weekend. So
then there's Boots and Dukes and all kinds.
Boots and Dukes, yeah, 40,000 people coming in for Boots and Dukes. Boots on the ground. Atlanta is gonna Atlanta, absolutely. In Major League Baseball All-Star Weekend in Atlanta, yes. And I actually am working an event for the All-Star Weekend on Sunday. Yeah, so you guys stay tuned. Stay tuned. I'll be back on Monday. Mo and I are going to do Wednesday show on Tuesday.
Wednesday show on Tuesday. Keep that
Wednesday show on Tuesday so that we can go and see our good friend Carlos King on Wednesday. And then remember, you guys, we are going to we're going to go back and watch clips from Ready to Love so that we can catch up over these next 2 weeks for August 1st, the return. Now, if you have questions that you want Mo and I to ask Carlos, please give us those questions before next Wednesday. If you're watching the replay, put them in the chat. Yes, Carlos will be here next week, and he's hosting a little private event. So we're going to go there and see that. I actually went to a little private thing that Portia hosted the other night. It was very nice. She's now a brand ambassador for Alto's Tequila, and they had that. They had a little mixer for that. I will tell you this: Portia is flawless with the look. She always looks amazing, and she always shows up looking the part. Outside of that is all I have to say about that. But yes, she looked great.
Okay. Shout out to her makeup artists and hair people.
and plastic surgeon.
Yeah. I'm starting giving those people, when we say that, and I know those people got that kind of work done.
Thank you guys. I had to pop out a little bit. I popped out a little bit. Ask Carlos, did he tell Phaedra that rumor about Candy's Dungeon? We are not going with that energy, bossy. No, ma'am. We ain't asking him nothing about Phaedra. I'm not bringing Phaedra up, but we will ask him about Love and Marriage Huntsville. So,
hey, you see that lady? You see them get on Phaedra at what's that morning show
on The View? That wasn't real though. That was AI.
Oh, that was
AI. He wasn't really there when Phaedra was there. Yeah.
I thought he was a little snappy. So, okay, cool.
But he was telling the truth, but it wasn't real. 50 did repost it though.
Yeah, I saw a few reposts of it. Okay.
50 is wild. Ask Carlos what he thinks about Funky Doniva and Carlos. Do you recommend any event this weekend? I do not like that type of, that's a lot. I am doing this event for Major League Baseball. That's for women on Sunday. So I will send you an invite to that. The Bells are returning as well. They are. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I forgot I'll be fine. I was wondering why that lady kept popping up on my page.
They'll be back. Phaedra's before and after. All of them. Nene, everybody. It's a complete it's a complete glow up. It's a complete surgery enhanced glow up. I'm not bringing Zuri to Dukes and Boots. No, Zuri does not want to be anywhere around that. Them people don't know horses. I predict there being some trouble at the Dukes and Boots because you guys know I have a company called Sweet Tea and Magnolias. We do luxury porta potties. We bring them to events. So if you have an outdoor event that you're planning and you need toilet, luxury toilet with the air conditioner and a mirror and little toiletries and things like that, please let me know. But that we tried to be vendors for Dukes and Boots. They were not together. It was totally unorganized. extremely, extremely ghetto. And they wanted you to let all the money go through them and then to do a 60-40 split with you. What? How do I bring my company to you? This is the first one you've ever done, and I let you control my money? And you want me to get $1 million insurance policy for that? No.
I got a feeling they're gonna make the news.
I got a feeling it's gonna make at least ATL scoop.
Yeah, it's yeah, good luck.
Yeah. When you discuss the fans and wobble ban on Carnival cruises, we can definitely do that next week. Yeah.
I saw that.
Let's talk about that next Tuesday. We'll talk about that Tuesday.
Yeah.
All right. All right. We love you guys. Have a great weekend. Great weekend. Stay safe. If you're in Atlanta, stay safe. Stay safe. Because I heard the rainbow is out. The LBC is out. The girls are out. The YNs are out. Just be safe. Be safe. All right, y'all. We'll see you on Tuesday. Remember, Tuesday, Dating Diaries, Tuesday, and then Friday, catch up on Ready to Love. All right, we'll see you guys then.
All right, y'all.